Quick reminder for everyone, even though this is the third place game, whoever wins this is coming in third and gets to walk away with $150. The matches tomorrow, beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, between NG Blossom and Kisses for Cats, is going to be playing for first and second place with much bigger cash prizes. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for those games as we hop into picks and bans.
First, starting off the bans with another Karthus, so we will not be seeing any Karthus shenanigans, as well as another Thresh.
Thresh having a 100% ban rate in these matches. Fiddlesticks also, I'm fairly certain, has been 100% ban rate in these matches. Reasonable choices.
Karthus as well, actually. Wasn't he banned in the first game?
I'm not sure if he was banned in the first game. In fact, I don't think he was, but I actually have an image of that ban, so I can go back through and look again. Oh, he was banned. Yeah, 100% ban rate.
Caitlyn and Morgana to wrap things up. We see the Rakan first pick, so it's very possible we might see a Xayah coming out next.
I mean, Rakan by himself with recent buffs, he's just a very good team fighty, engagey support.
One that does struggle against the two champions just picked, Ezreal and Wukong. He struggles to keep up with them, but we do see Jarvan coming out for Ancient Mami in the jungle, as well as Twitch, which means that it's going to be a Twitch Rakan lane, and still not taking away the Syndra. But hovered but not taken. Zyra is the pick.
I think I would have loved to see the Syndra gotten rid of. Maybe go ahead and ban her. But the Cat's in definitely a high priority. Also, LeBlanc is still available for I'm Candy this game.
And then rounding things out once again, we do see a Kassadin ban, as well as a Karma. Two very, very powerful picks, definitely ones that scale very nicely as well.
And Karma has a lot of flexibility. You've seen Karma in pretty much every lane in the ALS. Just a very strong pick. Once again, denying Joey Desu his comfort pick of Gangplank, though.
I was just more, how do we want to say? Surprised to see that, not seeing the LeBlanc ban in the first round, and then not having it picked up by I'm Candy.
Yeah, that might have been a good early choice. Maybe Iron Candy is planning on bringing something a little more wild to the party, though, with an Akali. That seems like a pretty solid pick into a Syndra.
As well as another Gangplank to keep Joey Desu off of it.
It's... okay, a Cho'Gath. So that might be
the opposite.
Yeah, Cho'Gath getting a 0% pick rate in the ALS. Kind of curious to see what lane that Cho'Gath ends up in. I would expect jungle, but, you know, Klepto does know how to play Wukong, so...
So, like we definitely saw last game, that Klepto does know how to play the Wukong, can influence the map very well on it. But looking now as the members of each team are swapping around and getting their team comps, that it is a Ezreal Zyra against Twitch Rakan in the bot lane, and that's going to be a fun lane to watch, seeing as how both supports want to play very aggressive, but both AD carries need time to scale, but can also do things early into the game. So I want to see that, and I also want to see the Irelia into Syndra matchup, because I know as an Irelia player myself, but more so in the top lane, it's just not a fun matchup, at least from the way that I play the matchup anyway.
I'm Candy electing not to take a teleport here, which is an interesting choice. You know, you have a pretty mobile character with Aurelia. I think this is going to be this looks like a very mobile team, a team that's going to be very much looking to get picks and make early kills. I'm afraid of this Iron Dragon team. That's not to say that Glacial Rising Phoenix isn't a powerful team, and you have some great scaling across the board. Any of these champions can become very out of hand. I'm expecting an early aggressive start from Iron Dragon this game.
I don't know. I just from team comp alone, this one I kind of want to give to Glacial this time around. Although the synergy between Ancient Mommy's Jarvan and Exaltation's Rakan is going to be extremely powerful alongside the follow-up from User Person and I'm Candy, but I also just think that the well-roundedness of having Joey Desu with the silence knockup as well as the second knockup from Klepto, who's proven time and time again to play the Wukong well as any follow-up from Skiz and Zylandis is going to just prove a fantastic team fight, as well as just how strong these individual champions are in their lanes.
Yeah. This honestly feels more like a solo queue comp coming from Iron Dragon, but I think just raw individual player talent has been an advantage of theirs through this series, so maybe they don't expect it to get to a point where team fighting is going to be as relevant. Maybe they're hoping to just have that early role.
I don't know.
But this is Glacial Rising Phoenix's one time to, they get this chance to get back in this game. If they don't win now, they're done.
It's true. This is possibly the last game of the series.
So I definitely respect their more conservative choices. They have been on more conservative comps all day. And you've seen a little bit more experimentation coming from Iron Dragon all day. Things like their Lucian mid with Kennen top, which, not typically what you see in team games like this. It's just worked out for them so far.
And Iron Dragons is looking to just 3-0 sweep this right here, so will they win it? Will they take it all? Let's see some ID wins in the chat or some GRPs in the chat. GRP wins in the chat.
It doesn't look like... you have a Glacial Augment on Joey Desu's Cho'Gath. But...
I mean, that's about standard at this point. Everything across the board just seems very, very standard at this point. Conquer Aurelia, Phaedra Syndra, Conquer, there are 4 Conquerors in this game. Surprised that User Person's not running Conquer as well.
Yeah, I don't know what's standard for top lane Cho'Gath, I'm going to be honest with you.
No, yeah, it's either you run that or you run the he uses a lot of different keystones, so it really depends on your playstyle. But the standard right now is actually the Glacial Augment, and then you rush that into the 2 move speed slow items, Twin Shadows and GLP. So it's like you just perm slow and you can't actually miss any abilities.
Well, that should be a interesting thing to keep an eye out for then.
I mean, it
looks like an invade.
Yeah, and Cho'Gath versus Akali is very, very Cho'Gath sided because he doesn't actually need to hit his Q or his E, the Rupture or the Feral Scream for the silence. Both of those being his main damage tools in any given fight. So it's like with that in mind, and he can kind of just hit Akali through the shroud if she's not careful. So it's very, very Cho'Gath sided.
So you had a trade flashes between Zolution and Skiz, but it looks like User Person and Ain't Your Mommy are gonna stay up at the red buff of Glacial Rising Phoenix.
Joey Desu walking into a place where he really shouldn't, walking right into Ain't Your Mommy and User Person. Klepto on the backside of this fight now.
I'm not sure that this is worth continuing, but User person is getting a lot of damage on Joey Desu.
Yeah, early game, until like level 3 or so, a user person will have the advantage, but they're still trying to contest this red buff, really pushing this back. Able to steal the red buff. He steals the red buff and is able to walk away with his life.
That's actually devastating for Ain't Your Mommy. That is a ton of wasted time.
And he didn't even get the XP for it, which means that now he's going to be starting his blue buff extremely late, as well as not having level 2.
It looks like he didn't get a flash, didn't get a smite off, so he'll at least have that going for him. But not having that like very early level 2 Jarvan gank kind of eliminates the point of Jarvan.
I wouldn't say it eliminates the point of Jarvan. It'll come like about a minute later, but even then, it's definitely not something you want to see.
It's worse for a Jarvan. You know, you love that early gank on a Jarvan. And I'm Candy is really getting the pressure on.
Klepto here on the boss side of the map right now, looking to see if he can find Ancient Mommy in the jungle, but is now putting his eyes on I'm Candy, maybe?
I mean, it seems like a great time to ruin Ain't Your Mommy's day.
Yeah.
He's so far behind.
Burning the flash, and it just was not enough to escape. Having gone in and missed the deadly flourish. I mean, not the deadly flourish, the flawless duet? I can't remember what the ability is called. I'm so annoyed right now.
Well, Klepto now definitely has like free reign of the enemy jungle. But instead it looks like he's just going straight in for another gank.
Heading down in his bot lane, probably gonna go on to Exaltation, forcing his own flash away from him.
I mean, Exaltation was down a flash from level 1 fight, so that seems like a fair time to go collect it.
Yeah. And it's still down for the time being, and I meant that Klepto was burning his flash, sorry for the wording. But the only reason Exaltation actually survives that is because of the aftershock on Rakan, which I didn't catch earlier. That's actually not a standard thing that you see on most Rakans. Usually you'd see the Guardian.
Well, it is like Klepto was not high enough health after that to contest with an Ain't Your Mommy who had based already, granted with not that much cold. But enough to get a couple of control wards, so that's...
Despite all that, the gold difference is about even as another fight down here in the mid lane breaks out. Ancient Mommy and I'm Candy able to pick up Skiz.
And Skiz's flash was still down from that level 1 fight as well, so that was well timed.
Yep, it's still down for another like minute or so. Teleport blown here for Skiz, which means that won't be a thing for much longer. Now with their eyes set on this dragon, trying to get vision of it. Or keep vision of it, rather.
Yeah, but for the mid lane, that's probably less of a concern. Once we get into the team fighting and like late game pushing, that would be an issue, but right now, yeah, get your CS. Get your levels.
And you say it's less of a concern for the mid lane, but what if that like Skiz now can't hit it back and then TP in right before it, and have to stay in case anything were to happen in the mid lane prior to the dragon.
That said, Skiz is currently slightly ahead in XP, a little bit behind on CS, but had hit level 6 first, so... That is 3 straight games where Glacial Rising Phoenix was first to the dragon, though.
But it's like I said, in the top lane, user person has not been able to really push Joey Desu out of lane. Because Joey Desu's Cho'Gath is a very difficult champion to hold down, and something happened down there in the bot lane that ended up in Xylandis' death. Seems as though Angel Mami was able to pull off a successful gank down there, but it looked like it was inlaned. Very standard cut and clean and dry Jarvan gameplay.
Joey Desu able to get user person's flash. He ulted user person and left him with like 2 health.
Now being short on the mana, and also having used the teleport on both sides, we safe to assess that we won't be seeing any big TP plays in a while. Ultimate is available from user person to start it off, actually missing a melee range Q and not winning that fight at all, as expected.
Yeah, and there's a knockup.
But it's like I said, without, you don't have proper damage yet on the Akali. You can't hold down Joey Desu with the damage. It's not going to happen, especially when Joey Desu is allowed to farm on it. The True Shot Barrage coming in, not landing on a user person, but the minion wave is here, and so is Ancient Mommy trying to escape this fight.
Yeah, Klepto's probably in a bad place right now.
Very bad place. The setup wasn't quite there, and I'm Candy also here on the side, able to pick up Joey Desu. So once
I'm
again,
Candy having the damage.
Yep. User person not quite having it, but somebody does. Another fight down here in the bot lane, the grand entrance coming in. And a lot of damage coming in. Heal being blown from Epic Fail Guy, but not enough to kill either of them. But Xylandis missing the flash Q. I'm gonna go with mechanical misplay because it was just placed way too close. And there was plenty of range left on it.
Yeah, that was a close shot, but you know, ultimately it means a couple of traded summoner spells, but that's about it.
Traded summoner spells, some missed CS from the 80 carries and XP, but otherwise, good.
Elijah Liu is ahead in CS, has that completed Manamune. This is probably still in his favor.
And you really have to do something about this Cho'Gath, because Joey Desu does have, like, that champion scales into an absolute monster and can infinitely scale as far as health goes.
So user person's picked up an Executioner's Calling, which is interesting. The Angel Mommy coming in, and you know, some percentage health damage from Jarvan, some just burst from Akali does seem to be enough for now.
And you say that the Executioners is interesting from user person, but it's a significantly cheaper alternative when you don't want to buy a Morellonomicon, or just want a quicker access to healing reduction, because that is a huge part of it. And once again, Klepto is here in the mid lane with the Skiz, able to take down I'm Candy here, catching him out on a rotation.
And then Elijah Liu able to get a kill on Xylandis at almost the exact same time, while taking Xylandis' ults. But you know, it's just trading kills back and forth a little bit across the map, but good on Klepto for catching the, you know, Anger Mommy was nowhere nearby, and he had the chance to get the dive.
And something that's worth noting is that, not only has user person and Angel Mommy once again killed Joey Desu, I think it's important to note that I'm Candy is going for a Blade of the Ruined King into Skiz, which means that I'm Candy not really afraid of the damage that Skiz is able to put out about now, despite the Ninja Tabi and almost finished Luden's Echo. And once again, just unable to keep Xylandis alive down there.
Was just free farming the Xayah. But user person has cleared off a tower now, like gotten 4 of the plates down, about to finish off this top tower. and hasn't backed it a minute either.
User person has more than enough gold like off this back to pick up the cutlass, but not quite enough for the gunblade just yet.
It looks like Joey Desu only has 1 stack of feasts so far. Now has 2. And they're both minions, so of course none of those count against his free 6.
Yep, because these are the free ones, and like again, as he scales, he's going to be harder and harder to kill. But for Twitch and Irelia, not so much, because they do build Blade. Both of those champions do build Blade of the Ruined King at some point, or usually, because I don't know, because with the new Twitch build, it's not slotted in there unless necessary. But I wouldn't put it past him to build this game. But an extra stack was lost on Joey Desu simply from ulting on to user person and not killing them, but the Infernal Dragon does go to the side of Glacial Rising.
So this is the earliest dragon Iron Dragon has gotten this series. As we were discussing in the last game, though, I keep bringing up, pressure on towers. Now, there's a little bit of pressure being put on the mid tower. Iron Dragons managed to knock off a plate there. They managed to knock off all but 2 plates on the bottom tower, and their top tower is untouched. Their bottom tower has lost a plate. Like, there's just not that much damage that's been put on, much pressure being put on their towers, and they're going to have full map control in another game just from being able to take towers.
Backflipping cancelled, but not.
Kills all over the map.
It's hard to keep track when everyone's fighting at the same time.
Absolutely. We're, somewhere around 6k gold difference already.
Yep, I'm Candy was able to 1v1 in the mid lane, and then Lai Shalu and Exaltation were down here to pick up Epic Fail Guy and Zylandis over the course of time. Only losing Exaltation just now at the end of that.
But they should be able to, well, they have a couple of minions. They might be able to take this tower. It's hard to say. But with plates down, it should be much quicker process.
Very, very interesting looking flash that Ancient Mommy used here.
Joey was able to get that kill, but didn't have ult to finish it off. Just barely out of time.
And you do get what's considered like the free stack from killing champions, because it's always going to be 80 health from it. But you get more value out of it when it's a non-regular minion or a regular monster. Another fight down here, and then in the bot side of the jungle, right over the blue pit wall, Lai Shalu and Exaltation able to pick off Skiz in a 2v3 situation.
Yeah, you're seeing a pretty bulky Exolution already with that completed Glacial Shroud.
A teleport coming into this top lane, or coming out of the top lane to get Joey Desu out of there.
Yeah, Joey Desu was in a bad place. He would have died if user person had gotten in on him.
Which means that he will not have that for the next few minutes when this dragon comes up.
User person's also used his teleport, so that should be fine. I don't think they're going to be that upset about it.
If they get mismatched on the map, it won't be, but who knows how that's going to play out. But it seems as though Lai Shalu, with nobody here on the bot side of the map and a finished Runeans, and an almost completed tier item, or a half-completed tier item, sorry. Lai Shalu is stealth and looking for Epic Fail Guy here. It looks like Epic Fail Guy's just gonna go down here. No ifs, ands, or buts. Able to barely skirt the vision out of the ambush.
Yeah, that should spell a.
And that's just
Oh,
another
wow.
free kill on the Skiz from I'm Candy.
I was gonna say that should give them everything they need to just push the mid tower even further in and maybe make a play to it, but and they got another kill there. This feels greedy from I'm Candy.
That's because it is, but is able to escape with his life using Flash.
And an activation of Blade of the Rune King.
Oh yeah, for the extra move speed. But Dragon is up in the next 30 seconds, so the teams might look to reset here and really set up for that. I'm Candy almost level 13 already. Really abusing Skiz this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's been abuse all over the place. Zylandis has had a pretty rough game going 0-4 already.
Oh yeah. User person now, this time taking out Skiz.
Yeah, that should, ooh.
That should all but secure that as well as the use of the Rift Herald. I don't think it was intentional, but it was definitely used.
Sometimes you forget that you have it in the trinket slot.
It's true. It's true. This does happen every so often. Unforced errors, though. Either way.
Yeah, it looks like this dragon is going to be completely uncontested. It was contested by an Ezreal ultimate. I take that back.
Is that really being contested? Especially with Fight available?
It's something.
It's something, but it's not like anything like a Lux laser, or like a Lux combo laser, or anything like that. Or like a Nunu chomp, or a Cho'Gath chomp, nothing like that. But already at level 11, and some AP items, the Feast already at like almost 600 damage, 600 true damage.
Yeah, that's a terrifying attack.
And not even a second completed item, and having almost a little over 2,000 health. That's a lot to start taking someone down. But the Gunblade is finished from user person, so that can't be counted out just yet, and is coming up on the side here. Does not land the first Rupture. It's coming back up in another 3 seconds. Can't really miss it now, after the Glacial Augment has been used. User person might just look to escape from that, using the ultimate, and wait, opts to go back in on that. Unable to put down enough damage on Skiz, and goes down almost immediately. Skiz being taken out later. Maybe? Nope, not quite. Able to walk away with his life, and now Elijah Lu is here on the back end. Will most certainly put a quick end to this with the ambush resets.
Skiz able to, oh, Skiz got caught out.
And we turned into an okay fight, quickly turned into a terrible one without the help of Epic Fail Guy and Zylandis.
It looked like user person knew his team was coming in, was expecting them to be there in time, and they were just a second or two too late to make that engage really worthwhile.
Oh yeah. Cataclysm wasn't even available from Aishramami there either, which I think he was expecting.
Absolutely. So this should spell a bottom inner tower. But if they don't get it soon, it might just be worth resetting and spending all that gold you just got.
Oh yeah. Almost about 1,000 gold on pretty much everybody except for user person there, who based a little bit early. Got sent back to base a little early.
You're also getting some pretty big bounties on the members of Iron Dragon.
Teleport coming in to this mid lane from Skiz to drop I'm Candy, sending a lot of resources and 5 champions out to take him down.
Of note, that was Joey Desu's chomp.
Which means that's another 80 health that's going his way. Currently at a bonus of 840 health. Glacial getting absolutely yoinked in that fight. Like just not really expecting Glacial to be anywhere, and Twitch being the super hyper carry he is at 2 items, almost having the Muramana. Although Epic Fail Guy has already completed his Muramana.
Yes, but Epic Fail Guy also doesn't have a second completed item yet.
It's true.
It is worth noting that, as you predicted earlier, Joey Desu has picked up that Twin Shadow to go with the Hextech GLP Super Soaker.
The Super Soaker. I think it's the first time I've ever heard it called that. But Skiz was able to land a nice stun there, but the tenacity will keep him alive and away from Joey Desu. Wait, Joey Desu is still running down, unable to land the GLP proc. Twin Shadow's not available to pick up user person here. Forcing the flash away from user person, Gunblade will slow Joey Desu down more than enough to keep him away.
But at what cost? They've just lost their bottom inner tower, and it looks like I'm Candy is coming in here to help clean up.
User person might be able to actually pick it off here, which he is able to outplay with the Shroud.
Surviving a feast.
Mm-hmm. Barely able to survive that with less than 50 HP.
Any feast you walk away from.
Yep.
And the healing coming from Hextech Gunblade definitely gonna matter.
Oh yeah, that's what definitely swung the favor of that fight. Without that healing, he dies there.
Glacial just half health Skiz with 2 shots.
Oh yeah. There's nothing that Skiz can do against I'm Candy at this point in a 1v1 situation, having finished almost 3 items.
Yeah, Skiz now.
Levels.
Yeah, I mean, Glacial has the Infinity Edge, has the Ruinance Hurricane, has the Muramana.
User person I'm Candy here, trying to pick up Joey Desu here, able to knock him up, but immediately Excitation is just deleted by the ultimate. But there goes user person trying a little bit too hard to take down Joey Desu, also going down, but to trade the mid tower for it.
You know, getting the mid tower is good, but they need to be able to hold off, you know, effectively 5 members of Glacial Rising Phoenix, and this might spell a Baron or Dragon attempt.
And that's also a 1,000 gold shutdown that was just given to Joey Desu, so now the game is in his hands.
Yeah, absolutely. These bounties are going to come back to bite Iron Dragon, but they're still so far ahead. I mean, they're still 10k ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's still going to be a steep hill for them to climb as a team, but it's like when you're talking about, oh, I'm Candy able to just 1v1 Joey Desu with no ultimate there.
Well, Black Cleaver and Blade of the Ruined King do a lot against, say, Cho'Gath.
Especially one who's not full armor or full tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Klepto able to come back out and pick off I'm Candy before returning back to base.
And that was a 300 gold shutdown.
So that's a 600 gold kill given over to Klepto, which means that these champions are in position. Iron Dragon able to pick up their 3rd dragon of the game, now only sitting on 1 more before the Ocean Dragon Soul.
Oh no, that's also now a Death's Dance completed on I'm Candy, so the healing that this Aurelia will be getting is terrifying.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a... Like, usually we see the Triforce coming out here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a Wit's End here. Because that would be the perfect, like, 5th or 4th item to really build against this team comp.
I mean, Skiz has picked up the Oblivion Orb. I think they're starting to become a realization of just how much healing is going to exist on Iron Dragon.
Yep, and now a 3rd crit item is being worked on by Lai Shalu, having the Muramana transformed, the Ruinance Hurricane, and the Infinity Edge completed.
What do you think he goes for here?
It's a Negatron cloak, or Cloak of Agility, sorry. So I'm going to go with Essence. Essence Reaper.
Interesting. No more attack speed?
No. He gets a ton of attack speed just from pressing Q.
True.
50% of it to be exact.
He's already at 1.87 attack speed, so yeah, that's a lot.
And that's before the 50%. Or 1.53 is before the 50%.
So, Joey Desu probably in a bad spot.
Sitting underneath this tower, getting Skiz being pushed away from them, landing the Scout of the Meek, but is not enough to keep him alive. There maybe heal used is enough to keep him alive, but ultimate's being used. I'm Candy gets dropped. Joey Desu is no longer underneath the tower, but is able to take down user person beforehand as they chase them all down into this jungle. Klepto not able to land the second ultimate, and will be taken down by Lai Xiaolu, getting charmed off, or knocked up by Exaltation. Joey Desu finally going down, and we are looking at the rest of this fight here. Cataclysm coming down to catch out 2 members of Glacial Rising, and that spells the end of that fight. Islandis, for whatever reason, probably just clearing the minions here, a little bit of miscommunication maybe, was not there for the follow-up, which counted for a lot, especially when the ultimate, the Stranglethorns, was available on Xylandis.
Raja Lu is not letting Xylandis get out of this Ace, though. Oh.
Not quite, almost.
You know, this was all fun and games, but I think it might be time to get out of there.
A little bit. Klepto is there and is going to go down almost immediately. Ultimate available and being used from Exaltation. Another fight breaking out. Joey Desu almost immediately being popped down by Lai Xiaolu. Lai Xiaolu dodging all of the abilities except for the ultimate from Skiz, resulting in a triple kill. Epic Fail Guy dashing forward, and both the Iron Dragon bot lane playing in the enemy's fountain.
That was 1,000 gold just given to Epic Fail Guy.
I don't think it makes a difference at this point.
No, it's almost certainly not. It's a sliver of health left on that tower.
That's another one given to Epic Fail Guy. Doesn't even matter. As Ancient Mommy and I'm Candy are playing the game the way they want to and wanting to end it here.
So after a 3-game series, it looks like Iron Dragon's going to walk away with a sweep of Glacial Rising Phoenix.
It's the truth. It's going to end the series off 3-0 in commanding fashion, especially after the first game. The second and third games definitely, without a doubt, just putting Glacial Rising in a place where they wanted them to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So 100% congratulations to Iron Dragons, the 3rd place team for the ALS this season. We should have Ain't Your Mommy joining us for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a pretty commanding game. I mean, a little bit early game back and forth, and Klepto putting pressure on Iron Dragon, but they pulled that back in commanding fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hey. So, first, congratulations on the win and the 3rd place finish. Second, to start this off, I want to ask, like, throughout the series, like, you were the rock that kept your team together. Like, was it you who, like, was there any specific shot calling that was being done by you? Was it like just a lot of group effort being done on the calls here? Because it was always after like a certain point in the game, like you guys just flipped the switch and said, all right, we're going to take over the game now.
Well, in the early game, I think Candy and myself tried to do shot calling, and from the middle or the late games, I think Lai Zhao and Candy were leading the shot calling, and it was ultimately group effort, I think.
Mm-hmm. You got one, Jeff?
So first off, good job on that deathless last game. 7-0 and 16 for a scoreline is pretty nice to walk away with. You have. What do you do to keep yourself like calm when you like see your health bar dropping? Because multiple times throughout all three of these games, we would see you drop below, but just continue to engage and not back off. How do you like get yourself to the point where you can like not retreat?
Well, I think it's instinct from myself. I feel like I should go in, then I just go in. And if I think I have to retreat and then re-engage, then I re-engage. So yeah, that's a like instant like that makes me to play.
Awesome. So, how do you feel about your team taking down third this split? And what do you think that says about like the ALS in general? Because y'all dominated last split.
Yeah, we were pretty dominating last split, but it's unfortunate that we ended up as third. But I still appreciate that we finished ALS season 2 as third place at least, and I'm happy to leave ALS from now on.
So will we be seeing more of Iron Dragon next split?
I don't think so. I'm not sure who's gonna taking the charge of this because I'm gonna retire from ALS from now on, and even league.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will miss you for sure. Not just here in the ALS, but the league community will miss you.
Yeah, who knows? I might be back, maybe next year. But just for now, I have to step behind because
Oh, we lost him. Oh no.
Oh, he dipped out. That well, we might be able to get him back. We'll see. But that was so. I do want to say like use a. Oh, we got him back.
Hey, we get it.
did it cut off? Cut off?
Yeah. You got cut off there.
Oh, so I just wanted to step behind because I'm not in North America right now, so I'm in Korea. I think it's not the best environment for me to play League.
When it's like what 3 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, I don't
It's
or
5
whatever.
in the
Whatever.
morning right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh yeah,
think it's like time. But
that's like wake up time.
yep. And the
Sure,
last
sure.
thing that before we wrap this up is what do you think of tomorrow's of the finals match tomorrow?
Well, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be competitive between those two teams, NG and KFC. Do I have to predict the winner? Do I have to pick one?
You don't have to. You can if you want.
We're not going to tell you how to live your life.
Because Ham was like dominating on Iron Dragons. I think he's gonna be dominating again on NG. But I want to say good luck to both of teams because I respect them and I love their plays throughout the seasons. They just performed to us, like for us.
Mhm. Well, thank you so much for allowing us to interview you, and we very much do appreciate having you here in Shimami. And you
Okay.
are always welcome here at the ALS family.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't leave the Discord.
Oh, well, I'll definitely not do that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome, guys.
Gotcha. Anyways, that is going to do it for today's matches. We will be back tomorrow with our final match of the split, the long-awaited finals of the ALS between NG Blossom and Kisses for Cats. That is an explosive series you definitely do not want to miss because I'm going to be there, Jeff's going to be there, the whole ALS staff is going to be there, all hands on deck, and we hope to see you there too. Take care.
Absolutely. Everyone have a great night.